Picture this, you've just thrown it away mid-race, binned a massive chunk of points, and watched your championship position tumble down the order. But the very next morning, you're back out on the same circuit, faster, sharper, and grinning from ear to ear like you've just won the lottery. That right there is Marc Márquez for you. In this video, we're diving deep into three key things. What exactly happened during Monday's Jerez test? What are the new upgrades that have suddenly got Marquez flying again? And just how precarious his 2026 title defense is looking right now. Settle in, because this one is well worth your time. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. At Sunday's Spanish Grand Prix, Marc Márquez crashed out, and it wasn't some gentle tip into the gravel. He was gone before most fans had even finished their first cup of tea. The championship standings took a serious hit immediately. He now finds himself 44 points behind the current title leader Marco Bezzecchi. 44 points down, and we're not even at the halfway point of the season yet. That's not a deficit you can simply brush off. But here's what truly sets Marquez apart from everyone else in the paddock. The very next day, on Monday, he showed up at the track without even a hint of frustration on his face. In fact, quite the opposite. He joked that crashing out early on Sunday actually left him fresher than expected for the test. Shameless, cheeky, and brilliant all at the same time. He backed up those words with serious action too, completing a solid 68 laps throughout the day. His physical condition was reported as fine, and more importantly, there was a whole load of brand new Ducati parts ready and waiting to be tested. This is the bit the technical fans have been dying to hear about. Ducati arrived at Jerez with a very clear mission: to find solutions for the issues that have been bothering them all season long. And they certainly didn't turn up empty-handed. Several brand new components arrived completely unpainted, making it incredibly easy to spot exactly what was new and what was old. The most obvious change was the new fairing. You couldn't miss it. The design has changed significantly. It now features a much wider profile that stretches right out to the edges of the front wing and pushes further forward toward the airbox. Gone is that previous sharp, arrow-like shape. Under the guidance of Ducati's aero chief, Gigi D'Allegna, it looks like they're chasing a bigger contact surface at the front end, fundamentally trying to change how the whole nose of the bike behaves in the air. Second, there was a revised swing arm with aerodynamic modifications at the rear. It might not be as eye-catching as the fairing, but it's equally important. This change influences load distribution and rear-end stability, especially when you're hammering the throttle out of corners. Third, Marquez also tested a modified chassis. This is the kind of update you feel through your body rather than see with your eyes. It directly impacts the feedback you get through the handlebars and the seat in every single corner. The result, Marquez reported that he immediately started feeling much more confident at the front end of the bike, especially in left-hand corners. And why does that matter so much? Because left-handers have always been one of his strongest points, yet he's openly admitted struggling in them for much of this season. So this wasn't just a small adjustment, it went straight to the core of the problem. Ducati Lenovo team boss David Tardazzi was surprisingly honest when speaking to the official MotoGP website. He explained that they had been working hard on the aerodynamics because it seemed like one of the most promising areas for improvement, and it looks like they found something worthwhile. Tardazzi confirmed, Marc is happy with this new configuration. All of that sounds good on paper, but what did the timing screens actually show? Marquez ended the day as the fastest Ducati rider, although 3 Aprilia riders kept him off the overall top spot. He even topped the timesheets briefly in the afternoon with a lap of 1 minute 36.277 seconds, and that's no ordinary lap time. It's important to put this into context. This was the first official in-season test of 2026. Thanks to MotoGP's strict testing rules, it was Ducati's first real opportunity to run genuinely new parts since the season began. The timing couldn't have been better. While Marquez took to the new upgrades almost instantly, the story on the other side of the Ducati garage was a little different. His teammate Pecco Bagnaia still had some question marks over certain components. Tardazzi openly acknowledged that the two riders simply want different things from the bike. Marquez is chasing improvements in fast corner speed, while Bagnaia is more focused on braking and corner entry. Keeping both factory riders satisfied is turning out to be quite the juggling act for Ducati. It's also worth noting that Fabio Di Giannantonio from the VR46 team, the only other GP25 rider on the grid besides Marquez and Bagnaia, was brought in to help test the new parts on Ducati's behalf. Smart move by Ducati, gathering data from multiple different riding styles in a single day. Now let's address the elephant in the room, those 44 points behind Bezzecchi. Is the title already over? Not by a long shot, but there's no denying it's become a much tougher challenge than Marquez would have wanted at this stage. Remember, Marquez is the reigning world champion. He won the 2025 title with Ducati Lenovo, his 9th world championship and his first after a painful 6-year drought that had many people wondering if he'd ever return to the very top. This is a rider who has fought back from far worse situations. Think back to that horrific injury in 2020, the long and difficult recovery, the move to Gresini, and the patient rebuilding of a career that once looked finished. Then came the fairytale return to glory. If anyone knows how to mount a comeback, it's Marc Márquez, but 2026 is shaping up to be a completely different beast. Bezzecchi is riding the best form of his career, Aprilia were flying at Jerez, and his rivals are no longer simply making way for him. The irony wasn't lost on anyone either. His younger brother Alex won the Spanish Grand Prix on Sunday aboard a Gresini GP24, the exact same machinery that Marc had moved on from just a year earlier. It perfectly illustrates just how competitive and fierce the current MotoGP grid has become. The big hope for Marquez and Ducati is that the improvements found at Jerez can be translated successfully to the upcoming races, Le Mans, Mugello, and then Catalunya. These next 3 rounds will be the real test of whether this new performance can work across different types of circuits. If you've followed Marquez long enough, you already know one thing for certain: he is at his absolute most dangerous when his back is against the wall. History has shown it time and time again, often in the most breathtaking style. The aerodynamic gains discovered at Jerez directly tackle a very specific issue: front-end confidence, particularly in left-hand corners. If this improvement carries over to Le Mans and Mugello, circuits with very different characteristics, then Ducati may have unlocked something truly significant. One final point worth stressing: this was only the first test of the season. Ducati have only just started rolling out these updates across the entire team. Their development program still has a long way to run, and as long as Ducati continues to develop faster than their rivals, something they've done impressively for several seasons now, Marquez's arsenal will only keep growing. So over to you now. Do you still believe Marquez can catch Bezzecchi and win the 2026 title, or do you think this season has already slipped away from him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below right now. Are you still firmly in the Team Marquez camp, or have you already started backing someone else for the championship? Also, throw in your podium prediction for Le Mans while you're at it. I read every single comment, and if you say something interesting, it might just make it into the next video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, it really helps the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Every race weekend, we bring you proper in-depth analysis you won't find anywhere else. Before you go, leave one thing in the comments. Which upgrade do you think is the most important for Ducati right now? The new fairing, the revised swing arm, or the modified chassis? Pick one and tell me why. I'm genuinely curious to see which one gets the most votes. Until next time.